your live button pushed. All right, hello everybody. We are live in DC. It's Connie and Whitney, and we have a whole crew here. And we have over here Shara, who's also doing a live of our live.
I'm doing a live of our live.
We're going to now teach her, we're going to teach Shara how to tag people in her live. So you're going to push that little button right down there.
Okay.
Yeah, push that button, the tag. We're going to tag a few people in.
We're going to tag some people, everybody.
So then we're going to do some invites. I don't know who those people are, but anyway. We're going to, I know it is midday on a Thursday, and y'all are probably doing something really important in your own lives, and that is just fine. But we are working hard up here. We are in a building that is all marble. I'm going to show you here in a second, which is why it's like incredibly noisy, and it's going to be noisy.
Yeah, noisy.
It's
nosy
too. Nosy and noisy, and people are going to walk by and wonder what we're doing. But we're just doing some wonderful stuff. So that's why we wanted to go ahead and just tag you in and bring you all in here.
And I've never done the tagging like this before.
Yeah, so, okay, if y'all would just kind of share this, I would appreciate it, especially if you would share it to Family Forward Project, because I am still banned from posting in my own group. That's a real effective way to do social media, Facebook. Like the people who are admins in the group, block them out. Yeah, that'd be real effective.
But she will be paroled on the 15th.
Yeah, I should be paroled. Actually, they may have paroled me now, so I'm not sure. I may try to. I couldn't remember. Wendy, I just tagged you, honey. Okay, I've got just a couple more. Just hang on, guys. Just got a few more I'm going to hit here. I'm going to tell you what we've done today already. Okay.
How do I finish it?
Gosh, stop.
Invite? Okay. Right here?
Okay. Nope, you should be able to. Did you already finish tagging people?
I'm done.
You're done?
I'm not gonna do them all.
Just slide it down.
Okay. There we go. Okay, we're going to keep it on Connie.
Yeah.
I should actually switch this around. How do you switch my...
I don't know if you can switch
Oh, yes,
it.
you can. That's right here.
Oh, and then you're going to fill it. Okay, that's good.
There we go.
All right, so we are in D.C., me and Whitney, Terry LaPointe, Kathleen Arthur, Kathy Hall, Shara Michelle. We are all here in Washington, D.C. I was able to just arrange my schedule to get a couple of days off from work. It's really hard to do, you guys. As you know, I work full-time as a lawyer, so it's really, really difficult for me to do that. But we've just got some real important stuff going on. And so, hello, dear. And so we wanted to come on and let you know what's going on, because it's important that you know. Also, I think I'm still blocked from Family Forward Project, so if anybody on could share this with Family Forward Project, that would be great, and some of the Family Forward groups. Hey, Sarah. So earlier this week, and I did a live with Sarah and Marie, I went to the Governor Lee's and State Senator Kerry Roberts luncheon and got to talk to Lee. And of course, you always have to be very poignant and right to the point and say what you want to say and move in and out. And a lot of people go up and shake the governor's hand and go, "Oh, you're doing such a great job. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy you're governor," especially when you go to a luncheon like that. And I'm like, well, I just wanted to let you know, Governor Lee, that I followed you on the campaign trail, asked you specifically about DCS, and I'm not happy. So I got his personal representative. I'm going to follow up with him. So here we are. We're in D.C., and we have been working on changing the funding on Title 4E. So we helped with do some ground roots advocacy for the Families First Act, which finally passed in February of 18. We were up here as early as 2016. And it just really breaks our heart, because we know that every single day it doesn't stop. I mean, families are still being torn apart. They're still getting worse and worse. They're lying in court. They're creating bad affidavits. They're doing ex parte orders. They're doing forced adoptions. We know that in the time that we're here working, that's happening on the ground floor, and that's what I do every day. I was in court this week where they were trying to, break a relationship between a father and a daughter again. And, I can't believe what happens in court when I go in there. And I'm just going to say this as just kind of contemporary comparison, but y'all have seen the impeachment hearings and how the testimony is like, well, I think that he said 2 weeks ago in another meeting that probably John Doe was going to do something. You know what? That is exactly how a case goes for child welfare. And you're like, they're like, I got a concern. And I'm like, I strike that. In this particular case I was in, this is what they did. I'm representing a dad, and the DCS worker came on to testify. And the CPS attorney said, well, did you substantiate the physical abuse? I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I objected to that. Excuse me.
Sure did.
And so I said, first of all, it's a different standard of proof. It's preponderance of the evidence and not clear and convincing. It has absolutely nothing to do with the case that we're in today. And then the judge let it in. And then on cross-examination, when I cross-examined the social worker, it wasn't even a final ruling. It's not even a final ruling. She did not even understand that when the parent appealed that decision, that it was not it wasn't final. So therefore, it's not a substantiation at all. So I pointed out all kinds of other lies, like they called a witness in who talked about how horrible my client was. Well, guess what? In 2013, they interviewed that person, and in the DCS record, she talks about how wonderful my client is.
Good witness.
Great witness. And I mean, it just went on and on and on. And here, I mean, it is costing thousands of dollars on this. It's just so ridiculous. And then they made all these claims about environmental neglect, like he had a leak in his ceiling, and they found a roach. One
Found a roach?
One cockroach, not a like smoking roach. Found one cockroach. They had a picture of one cockroach.
But it's okay.
Are you kidding
in
me?
East Tennessee, the schools are saturated with black mold, but yet they send the children there every day.
Yeah.
We've even had little kids die as young as 8 years old in the elementary schools from mold.
But they can't have one roach.
One cockroach.
One cockroach.
But a roach is
But
worse.
it's something that's part of the ecosystem. So what,
Yeah. One.
So we have to get rid of the ecosystem
One
to keep our
cockroach.
children. I mean, is that what you're telling me? How are you going to do that, Connie? How the hell are you going to do that?
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
More
and
ways
then,
to
and
take children.
I mean, I just want to tell you, the CPS investigator was so rude and arrogant, and she would not answer my questions. And I got so upset. I like banged the hand
you?
on the podium. And the judge is like, okay, we don't have to get angry in here. I'm like, Judge, instruct the witness to answer my questions. It was a yes or no question, and then she can explain it. And then we got into hearsay, and I mean, it's just crazy. It's absolutely insane.
It's insane.
But you had witnesses refuse to answer your questions before?
Oh, yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we are continuing to work hard. So we are here in D.C., and I want to tell you this morning.
I wish I had my microphone. You got to talk a little louder, darling.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't have my microphone with
You
me.
just have to hold it a little closer. Yeah. So that's it looks great on your phone.
Doesn't
I
it
like
look
the
great?
color
Look
on
at
your
that.
phone.
I don't know why it's doing that.
You have to do it closer though. Yeah. So
I can't get you both in. There we
I
go.
know.
And I'll just say hello.
So
quick little-
I'm sorry, I keep getting distracted here, and I hate that, but it's been very busy. We had a
hi,
great
baby.
meeting this
Hi,
morning.
baby.
We had a great meeting this morning.
Yes.
So we have met
This is amazing.
a policymaker who is help writing. They have a brand new bill. We have been pushing and putting this in front of them. We have a brand new bill that's in the works.
Yeah.
And I have it typed into my phone, so I can't tell you the name of it right now. But again, it's another Families First transition kind of blah, blah, blah. So we went and talked to this woman who's helping write the bill and talked about the key issues, which is the conflict of interest within the agency, within the contractors, about the failure to do relative placement, about the substance abuse issues that are not being attended to, mental health issues, poverty, and how the system isn't working. So, I'm trying to look at a couple of notes here. So we had a great meeting with her, and that room was full, and we were all talking so fast, and she was very receptive. And then I also asked her.
She was amazing. And
Yeah.
you ladies were absolutely dynamite. Dynamite.
Thank you.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
You are.
So we were, and I asked her, she was talking about some things that they were doing in Illinois. She thinks they're doing some things right there. So I said, how do you do that? And I said, I've got the ear of different state legislators. I've been in Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama and Arkansas and Iowa, Connecticut, Florida. I mean, I've been to probably about 20 states now, and sometimes getting in front of legislators. We've got Texas has finally got an open ear. Arizona's finally got an open ear. So I said, how do we take some of this back to the states? So she gave me some ideas of what she's doing, and I was real excited about that. And as we were leaving, she finally, of course, has to chase us out of the office. And as we were leaving,
it was so cozy, we didn't want to leave. It was so cozy.
And I told her, I said, we promise when we come back, we'll talk even faster. So she thought that was pretty funny because we can talk pretty fast.
Oh, you do talk fast.
Like one thing I want to give her credit for is that she's actually in her state and she's actually on the ground running and trying to get legislation.
She was amazing.
In the state,
what is her name?
Well,
okay,
we're not going to say that
Let's
right
not
now.
do that.
But she's, it's boots on the ground for her, and I respect that because, I mean, she's not just talking the talk, she's walking the walk.
Right.
Yeah.
And trying to find
She's
solutions.
amazing.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
So I appreciate that.
So while we're here, another thing that we do is we just do some basic cold calling. So we will, we've already been this morning after we met with her. I happen to be walking down the hallway in the congressional building where her office is, and there's Mark Meadows' office, and I just love Mark Meadows. So I just walk in the door, and I'm like, we got some bills. I give him the bill numbers. I give him a couple flyers I produced. Just hit decline. And so
don't call me.
As we leave, I'm like, be sure to tell Congressman Meadows he had a huge fan in here today. They're like, oh, okay. And then we found Jim Jordan's office. I'm like a big fan of Jim Jordan. So we went in there.
A lot to learn from him, huh?
Yes. So I got the names of contact people in there, and I'm like, tell him you had a really big fan in here today. I says, tell him I watch him on YouTube just so I can learn some of his tricks in the courtroom because I'm just like that. So anyway, they get a kick out of it because these people working in these offices are 26 years old, maybe.
Yeah.
They're babies.
Yeah. They're kind of have like wide eyes, like, is this who is this person? So anyway, so while we're here, we also have a meeting set up with Dianne Feinstein's office at 3:30 today, so we're going to be going there. And in the meantime, we're going to do a couple more cold calls. We're going to cold call on our Tennessee congressman. So we're in the Congress side right now, the congressman side. On the other side is the senators, and that's a little bit of a hike from where we are because it's so cold outside, we're not going to be running back and forth as much as we do when the weather is decent. So so that is what we're up to. And
I just want to tell them about our friend we met this morning.
Oh, yeah. Please tell them. So we're walking in the hallway.
We're walking in the hallways.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
We've
I
met
saw
so
this.
many neat people by accident that ended up being just true blessings and the person we needed to see or whatever.
Can't hear you.
But we met this worker, and I think we were asking him directions to something.
We were
Yeah.
taking selfies. We were taking selfies and pictures, and he wanted to be in our pictures.
Okay, all right, that's how it was.
He
But
wanted to be in our
anyway,
pictures.
so we
What
told
was his
him
first
why
name?
we were here.
Antonio.
Antonio.
We told him why we were here, and he actually kind of got a little teary-eyed and shared a little bit of his story that he has 4 boys and that 2 of them had been in foster care. They're home now, but in trying to get them back, he ended up going to jail with nothing,
Wow.
and now he works for the congressman. So, that's a big story. That's
flip
a
my
big
phone?
story to go
Right now,
from,
right
losing your kids, going to jail, and working for the congressman. And I'm like, you know what? You need to be in here with us, and they need to hear your story because. It just affects everyone.
Yeah,
Just
I say
everyone
all the
from
time.
all walks of life.
And I say all the time,
He was beautiful.
If it has not touched you, it has touched somebody within 3 degrees of separation. So
yes.
it might be your hairdresser's cousin, it might be your hairdresser, it might be the woman at the checkout at Kroger's, it might be her sister. I mean, within 3 degrees of separation of the people that you either know already or that you touch in your day-to-day life, they have been affected by the system. And so that is why we are here to change the system.
Absolutely.
So,
and if any woman can change it, it's Connie right here.
We hope.
She was
So as we met this morning with the person we were meeting with, she's a Democrat, and they're from Illinois, and they're very heavy Democrats there, and she was talking about having problems with Republicans. So I don't make any big bold announcements, but as we were finishing our meeting, I'm like, we can probably help you with some Republicans too. So yeah. So, it is a bipartisan issue, but, there's just so much animosity in D.C. right now between the two parties that it's hard to get anybody to come together and commit to anything. But this is really an issue that's crossing across the boundaries. I think we're going to get a meeting with Andy Biggs while we're here from Arizona. I hope so. I was at the NFRA in October, and he was there speaking. And I know he has a real interest in families. So
we've got meetings tomorrow with Pennsylvania.
And I saw somebody just posted Nebraska. I want to let you know that Nebraska has a bill out there for Family First, a state bill. That in Nebraska, you have a funny legislature. You have what it's called a cameral legislature, which means you just have one body. I don't know how all that works, but there is a bill in Nebraska right now, and I pulled it and I've looked at it to try to help get Families First more active there. So we are still pushing and shoving.
And I think we need to start looking at getting people to volunteer to start hounding the state legislators.
Yes.
And making a presence and being a voice for your kids.
Yes.
Right there in your own states at the legislative buildings. I don't know how we can set up like a team or something to just constantly have someone camped out there every week.
Yeah, and
you
you've got
to pound the pavement. You have to pound the pavement.
They have to see your face, and they have to see your voice.
Absolutely.
And, I started doing lobbying, kind of informal lobbying back in 2009. I was all by myself, and then people they'd go like, well, who are you and who are you with? And I'd be like, well, I'm by myself, but I've seen thousands of families, and they just like poo-pooed me off. So if you yes, can you believe that?
No. Listen, we got
However, they tried to destroy me.
We got some meetings here based on the fact that they knew the Family Forward Project.
Yes.
And that's how it got its in.
Yes. So that's what we say, and I've told you this before. You call them up and you say, my name is Cynthia Lattimore, and I am with the Family Forward Project. We're a grassroots organization of 14,000 people across the United States for child welfare reform. And we have people all over the United States. And so when I go into a congressman's office now, I can say, they're like, are you from our district? And I'm like, not me personally, but I have 14,000 people, and I know some of them are in your district. So that's it. They got to have numbers. We got to have money, or we got to have numbers.
Numbers are big. Numbers are big.
We don't have money, so numbers are important.
And money does help.
Yeah. So, however, I think that's going to work out too. I just think God's on our side because we're going to find a way to get them money.
Well, that's what we always have, if nothing else.
Yeah, and I mean, but God's going to find a way for us to work in the earthly system.
Yes.
And
why? Because it's for children. But see, the reason I get involved in all this is because of the family, not just the children, but the families.
Yeah. And, before we left the table this morning, after we had coffee, we, are very prayerful about what we do. And, Terry is a very prayerful warrior. And so
Terry's here.
Yeah, so she led us. And then, the thing that I offered up is like, I know that they know there's a problem. I know that they know it isn't working. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know. They can't get down and talk to the people like we can. They can't get grassroots information. There's so many heavy contractors and so much money involved that they won't make a change unless we change it.
It's an absolute machine.
So I said, just open their ears. That's all they need. And they need to see us as a blessing.
Their ears and their hearts.
Yeah, and they need to see us as an asset and a benefit, and that we that we can be an instrument for them to help them get done what they need to do and the changes that need to happen, because everything starts with a thought, and then it becomes a voice,
becomes
and
a
then
motivation.
it becomes an action, and then it becomes it becomes a reality.
Yeah.
So so that's what we need you to do, and
make the calls,
and we're going to be posting that and talking more about that. You need to put in your cell phone. You can look them up. Find My Legislator. Hey, hold on. Come here. Hey, yo.
You want to be in it?
Come here. Wave. Can you wave to everybody? We have somebody over here who's watching us. He wants to be in our video.
He does.
Everybody, you see, look, now he's going to go hide. Wave.
Want to take a picture of you?
No, we're doing a live video,
We're
and
doing
you're
a live
on.
video.
So that's what.
Live video for you. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, he was over here stalking us, and then when we turned the camera on him, he's like, never mind. Oh, we did talk about social workers. Okay, so
Have a good
social
day.
workers.
Bye-bye.
We're going to wind this up because we got places we got to go. But social workers, the one thing that we talked about is social workers have become prosecutors. And there needs to be a different level of professionalism.
What is up with that?
Yeah, and
What
so
is up with that?
one of the things that Kathleen Arthur has proposed is that the specialty be somewhere in applied behavioral health or some kind of other therapeutic intervention service, basically, other than social work. I also am contacting colleges. I have a really good contact at Trevecca. I met the president. I guess it's a president. What do they call him? The dean, whatever he is, the head of Trevecca in Nashville, who's going to set up a meeting with me and their head of social work department there. So I also opened up communication with Dr. Monique Mitchell in North Carolina, I believe, who is doing a lot of research on the effect of family separation. So the psychological effect on children.
But we'll be here for a couple days, and you've got a
Well,
lot more going on for the next couple days.
Yeah, so we are going to go do a little bit of cold calling, and then we have a meeting late this afternoon, and we'll give you a little update on that and charge up our phones.
And we're all here
Four
till
meetings
what?
tomorrow. 4?
Yeah, and we have meetings
four?
tomorrow. What? Four? We have four.
And we're
Yeah.
all going to be here
Yeah.
till about Saturday, something like that.
Well,
right?
I'm leaving to go home early Saturday morning.
Me too,
So,
me too.
you know, we're here. I'm here on a
We're here,
2-day
I'm here.
slam dunk.
Slam dunk,
Yeah.
and get it done.
And so
Get it
important. Okay. All right, y'all. We're going to see you.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
Sharon
Bye-bye.
Michelle Freedom